Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this Women's Fund of Santa Barbara Grants in Action event. My name is Maureen Ellenberger, and I'm a proud Women's Fund member and a former co-chair of research. I will be your host for this virtual site visit for two of our most recent grantees. Today, it is our privilege to showcase the compassionate and critical work of Doctors Without Walls, Santa Barbara Street Medicine, and Showers of Blessing. Both of these organizations serve the people experiencing living unsheltered in Santa Barbara. I'm joined by Executive Directors Maggie Sanchez and John Tamiazzo, who represent these two agencies. During this event, you will experience personally guided tours of the programs both of these grantees provide. We will also have the opportunity to engage with Maggie and John in a live interview about critical issues they see impacting the lives of people experiencing homelessness and some changes and innovations in our community that are offering hope. I also hope that you had a chance to view the information that was displayed before we began today. The data that you saw helps to lay the groundwork of understanding the level of unsheltered homelessness in our community, as well as those who and how they're living on the street or in their cars today. In South County at last count, there were 1,202 people, of which 613 are described as chronically homeless. This number has increased by 45% since last year, and sadly, experts estimate that the pandemic has and will continue to drive more individuals and families into homelessness in the coming months. So now let's begin to understand how some amazing organizations are assisting our neighbors in need with these virtual tours. First, we will showcase Showers of Blessing, a program that began with one couple offering the blessing of showers to homeless individuals they invited into their homes to clean up and share a meal. Showers of Blessing, a grassroots wellness program which provides showering facilities and welcome to homeless people, received a Women's Fund grant of $65,000 to purchase a trailer with a 3-shower stall and to replace and repair the truck which tows the brand new set of 3 showers to various locations throughout Santa Barbara County. It is my pleasure to welcome John Tamiazzo, the new Executive Director of Showers of Blessing, to describe their service mission and to introduce a video guided tour of one of their program sites. Take it away, John.
Thank you, Maureen, and thank you to the Women's Fund for this grant that has transformed our program. This generous grant from the Women's Fund has allowed us to replace our original 2-stall trailer with a brand new 3-stall shower trailer. And with this trailer, we're able to provide 50% more showers at our sites. Your gift also helped us upgrade our trucks to transport all the supplies and holding tanks needed to support this expanded service. In the months since we received this grant, we've added a new program site at Unity of Santa Barbara, and we're collaborating with Woody's Barbecue, who's providing warm meals at 4 of our sites. Thank you, Woody's. Thank you, Unity. Thank you, the City of Santa Barbara, for your generosity. Recently, we had the chance to record a video, a guided tour at one of our Showers of Blessing sites during a day of serving our guests in Goleta. Welcome to Showers of Blessing.
Showers of Blessing provides a welcoming environment for the homeless brothers and sisters of South Santa Barbara County.
Hello, Courtney.
What are you doing today?
I'm gonna eat and have a shower.
Okay.
Please.
We provide them with hot showers. We provide food service.
There you go.
Thank you. So veggie. Okay.
We give them toiletries.
Hairbrush.
And we provide them with resources.
Hi, my name is James. I work for the Showers of Blessings. We're at St. Athanasius Church in Goleta. About 2 years ago, I became a guest of the shower, and I decided to stick on as a volunteer. And after about a year or so, I became part of the staff. When a guest shows up on site, we usually come and see Courtney, and then we set them up with toiletries.
Atonements, antiperspirants, Q-tips, emery boards, lotions, hair ties, toothbrush and toothpaste together in a box, and nail clippers.
We have a donor named Everett who provides bamboo underwear, and he's been doing that probably for about 3 years.
And they are made specially for our company out of bamboo.
And then we have an anonymous donor who provides the socks, who told us that we'll never have to run out of socks again.
This is our trailer over here. Donated by the Santa Barbara Women's Fund. All right, so we have a basic shower facility with a toilet, a sink, a mirror, and our shower stall over here. We spray them down, wait 2 minutes for the disinfectant to do its thing, and then go back in, wipe everything down, and then we're ready for the next shower.
Most people in America take a bath or take a shower at least once a day, and sometimes we forget the importance of it and how it sets a tone for our day. It certainly sets a tone for my day.
It's everything. Makes you feel like a human being again.
One of them said, "This is great because now I can go on a job interview and present myself in a way that I can potentially be hired for a job."
You gotta be able to shower up to go on a work search, okay? If you don't have that, it's like almost impossible.
So it's just not about giving people a shower and then they go off. It's about helping them to gain a role in the community again. Last year, we provided 7,500 showers. Currently, we have 25 to 30 people who get showers at each site. And when we've had increased numbers, we've had to literally turn people away because we didn't have the capacity. Now, with this 3-stall trailer that the Women's Fund gave us, we won't have to turn any people away, and we can continue to increase capacity even more.
Feel like $1 million. Just had a shower, clean clothes on. Can't beat the feeling every time.
They're a part of our community. So providing them with a shower is a part of human dignity. This whole program is really about the love, respect that we have for our houseless guests.
I hope you all enjoyed that personalized view of the importance of a warm shower and lunch for the guests of Shower of Blessing. Now let's talk about our second grantee tonight. The Women's Fund provided a grant of $60,000 to Doctors Without Walls Santa Barbara Street Medicine to add a new staff person / medical professional to implement a daytime companion care medical outreach program to unsheltered people experiencing homelessness. This is the third grant that the Women's Fund has provided for this critical healthcare work. And now I'd like to welcome Maggie Sanchez to introduce our second virtual tour this evening.
Good evening, Women Fund members. The mission of Doctors Without Walls Santa Barbara Street Medicine is to provide free volunteer medical care for the most vulnerable, underserved populations in Santa Barbara County, when and where they are in need, including in times of disaster, and to provide education and training for Doctors Without Walls volunteers and others in order to promote the excellent practice of humanitarian medicine in our own community. During 2019, Doctors Without Walls served 3,903 clinics in our place-based clinics, the Women's Free Homeless Clinic, and our street medicine outreach teams. During COVID-19, Doctors Without Walls currently has 9 outreach missions each week, 5 daytime missions and 4 evening missions. The COVID-19 crisis has brought us back to our roots. We are doing our best work in austere conditions. If there was ever a psychic moment, it would be Doctors Without Walls receiving a Women's Fund grant for an outreach worker when there was an immediate, urgent need. I'm grateful that the Women's Fund realized that we needed a trained, compassionate person to do this job and provided the funding to hire Kathy Mulcoy, a retired RN from Cottage Hospital, longtime Doctors Without Walls volunteer, and one of the most awesome women I know. With Kathy now on staff, we hit the ground running on our new daytime healthcare outreach program. Please join me on this tour of Doctors Without Walls.
Good morning. My name is Maggie Sanchez, and I am Interim Executive Director of Doctors Without Walls Santa Barbara Street Medicine. The mission of Doctors Without Walls Santa Barbara Street Medicine is to provide volunteer medical care for the most vulnerable and underserved populations in Santa Barbara County.
Very good.
It is also to provide education and training for Doctors Without Walls volunteers in order to promote the excellent practice of humanitarian medicine in our own community. Doctors Without Walls has approximately 200 volunteers. 100 are clinicians and support staff, and the other 100 are pre-med students from UCSB. The illnesses that we are able to treat are pretty much urgent care. So we do wound care, we do infections, we do skin diseases.
And this is my primary hand too, left.
We do podiatry. In 2019, we served 3,903 people.
These guys are a blessing here, because without them, we would suffer badly.
Today, we're going to actually go on outreach, and we have specific places that we go. We have appointments that we make.
Healthcare for the Homeless called me yesterday to check on a gentleman with an eye infection, and we agreed to meet here in front of Marshall's at 8:15. He is not here. Pershing? We're heading to Pershing Park next. So we'll look for him again tomorrow. Our next stop was at Pershing Park to check on a gentleman who's waiting for an electric wheelchair. He's been in and out of skilled nursing homes and even had his own apartment at one time. And he lost all of his housing. Sal has a wheelchair for you. A motorized one, and they're trying to charge it right now. We checked on him. He refused help. We'll check on him tomorrow again. He's a person that we check on at least 3 times a week, sometimes more.
Doctors Without Walls is super excited about its telemedicine program. What happens is that we use an iPad that's using the Doxy.com software, which is a telemedicine platform. We have a doctor who is on call, and then they're able to contact the doctor if needed, and that doctor is able to diagnose and then refer if there's referrals needed, or if medications are needed, they're able to order them for them.
So we're going to try and get him some medication so he can see his doctor.
We've been so blessed to have Kathy Molkoy come on board as our outreach worker. She's been a volunteer with Doctors Without Walls for many years, and she's a retired nurse from Cottage Hospital, and she has known this population forever, so they know her, they trust her, and for us, it was just such a perfect fit for her to come on board, and she's been incredible through the last few months on helping Doctors Without Walls really put together our COVID protocols. When COVID happened, everybody left the streets, and there was no information that was disseminated down to this population. They had no idea what was going on. They had no idea where everybody had gone to. There was no news. There was no information that was being sent out. And then we appeared. We handed out pocket guides. You know, what numbers do you call if you feel sick? What's the best way to not get COVID? And so we have a population that's extremely educated about what their role and their responsibility is in all of this, because they do believe they are part of this community. Doctors Without Walls is so excited to partner with SB Act with what is being termed the Mobile Neighborhood Navigation Centers. What we've seen in the parks is we've seen such disenfranchised people who are unable to access services, to help them get housed. And as we all know, the goal here is to get this population housed. What we're doing is we're joining with this group with SB Act, and it will contain all providers in one location in a park setting. Currently, we are piloting at Alameda Park, and there'll be meal share there also.
This is the Alameda Park Meal Sharing Collaborative. So those are non-perishable food, so people can take them with them. And then pretty soon we'll have pizza and stuff from Westmont. So Westmont's doing the pizza and fruit and dinner tonight. So we kind of have both things going on.
So one cheese and one pepperoni. Yeah, you bet.
There's 21 different partners, including Doctors Without Walls, Showers of Blessing. So really it's kind of a holistic meal sharing to build friendships, dignity, and also bring solutions and resources to people on the streets.
I'm Adam McKegg, and behind me is Adam's Angels. We have about 100 and 150 volunteers. It's not only people without homes, but it's people that have lost jobs, that are in need of food, clothing. The children need food, clothing. We've actually brought furniture and other needs and supplies to our community.
Doesn't everybody need a pair of dancing slippers? Sure we do. Look at this, see?
Say hi, Louie. Say hi, Louie.
Care for Paws is a 501c3. We've been in Santa Barbara County for over 10 years now. One of the services that we do provide also is working with the homeless, provide food for animals.
They help us out with food and treats when we need it, and could I ask for more? I'm very grateful and I'm thankful.
The first 3 years of Doctors Without Walls, we spent a lot of time earning the trust of our clients. And now we are so grateful to say that our clients know us by name. They love it when we come to the park. They trust us simply because we're trying to heal the entire person. This is the way they will survive. This is the way they will lead healthy lives, is to get them inside. So very excited that we're moving forward in the right direction.
I'm hoping all of you enjoyed these video site visits as much as I did. I think that our videography team did an excellent job in conveying what your organizations do, Maggie and John. So now we'll spend a few minutes discussing some more details about these organizations, as well as some of the broader collaborative partnership efforts that are underway. I'm going to start with a few questions for John. First of all, John, is there anything you would like to add to your video site visit film?
I'd like to add that Justin is a master editor in telling a story, and the videography team and Justin did an amazing job with it, taking lots of video and interviews and creating what I consider to be just a fantastic video, not just because I'm in it, but because I thought it really portrayed what we do very professionally. So I'm very pleased. Hats off to Justin and the videography team.
Yeah, they did a great job. Now that you have the new and improved 3-shower unit and upfitted truck, are there any noticeable changes to how things have been done, or process changes that you've had to make?
Well, Maureen, just yesterday, I got a text from Wade, who's the site coordinator at St. Michael's, that they set a new record for showers over there, provided 36 showers, and they've never done that before at St. Michael's, and it's because of the 3-stall trailer. Also, what that means is less wait time. A lot of the guests don't like waiting long in a line, and they become restless. And so if now with the 3-stall, their restlessness will turn into relaxation. So it's a great thing to have all the way around. Plus, everything is new. The bathrooms have been remodeled. It's like either anybody who's just remodeled their bathroom, you walk in and everything is new. So our guests feel very appreciated and very respected. Thank you very much for your gift.
That's so great. Well, speaking about another thing that's new, you've been in your job for just a few months, and I think you now have your sea legs. So what's the most surprising, best thing about your organization that perhaps you didn't know about before you started?
Well, there was hints of it in the interviews. I thought this is just a wonderful organization to be working for. But I have great reference points because I've worked with 10 different boards, 10 different board presidents, 5 different nonprofits. This particular board of directors is very committed to the mission. They are engaged and at a high level. And there's a high level of respectfulness that is shown for each other at the board meetings, amongst the board members, with the staff, with the volunteers, with the guests. And so I'm impressed with that.
No, that's a great answer, John. So a little while ago, you mentioned to me that you, since you've come on board, you started working on a new strategic plan. I know it's early, but do you have some thoughts you might like to share with us on what you see unfolding for showers in the future?
Sure. The second draft is already being started. The teams have already been developed, 5 different teams. I've met with 5 different teams. They've met with each other. They're creating action plans. They're moving ahead with the strategic plan with gusto. So I'm very impressed with that. They're very engaged. So I am seeing that before long, we are going to be seeing the fruits of our labors with, as a matter of fact, we already did with establishing a new site at Unity. I think we're going to be talking about that in a bit.
So John, what organizations or what committees have you created? You have one for sites, I understand. But are there a few others?
We have a fundraising committee, a donor-based committee. We have one for volunteer, new volunteer manuals, volunteer training. We have one for individual donations, just great committees.
Oh, that sounds great.
All to move us forward.
I'm really interested in seeing how it all unfolds for you. I think you're in a great place, and I know that the folks at Showers are very happy that you're there. So that's wonderful. Now let's have a few questions from Maggie. Maggie, you mentioned that COVID-19 has made Doctors Without Walls as an organization step back and rethink approaches and ultimately hoping to make your practices better. So maybe you could talk a little bit about what good has come out of the COVID-19 pandemic with respect to how you work.
Well, with the advent of COVID-19, Doctors Without Walls saw a temporary end to our place-based clinics, which were clinics in the park and in Lompoc and Women's Free Homeless Clinic. We needed to hit the reset button and return to our roots. And we ended up now working with small teams of medical volunteers treating clients one-on-one. With the addition of telemedicine, Doctors Without Walls has enabled nurse-led outreach teams, and we've been able to increase the total number of daytime missions each week to 9. So we have silver linings in COVID.
Can you talk a little bit about Kathy's job? And I remember speaking to you before you had the grant and how you thought her role might roll out, I guess I should say. But now that you've gotten into this post-COVID world that we're in, can you talk a little bit about what her job description is like now?
Well, as my friends can attest, I believe in miracles. For Doctors Without Walls, our COVID-19 miracle was Kathy Mulcoy. In May of 2020, the Women's Fund provided key funding to hire a daytime outreach worker. By the time Kathy was hired, we knew that COVID would be the medical crisis of our generation and that vaccine would be needed to bring it under control. One of Kathy's strengths and one of the reasons she was hired is because she has a very strong ongoing vaccination program. Right now, Doctors Without Walls is poised to vaccinate for COVID-19 once a vaccine has been released.
Do you see any other changes over the next year, specific programs or other things other than vaccinations that might become part of the role of Doctors Without Walls?
Well, Doctors Without Walls expects that 2021 will be filled with many COVID-related problems. Part of Doctors Without Walls' mission statement refers to the fact that we respond in times of disaster. Our programs are fluid, and our expectations are that we will respond to our community's greatest needs. Our biggest focus will be vaccinating underserved populations against COVID-19. Thanks,
Maggie. You know, Maggie, in the film you mentioned that you believe the COVID pandemic has had a bit of a silver lining for all of the agencies, not just yours, but also for governments and other agencies, both private and public, that you see out there. Could you do a little bit more of a deep dive on that and give us some examples?
So COVID-19 is forcing us as a community to create meaningful change. I think my biggest joy through all of this has been the collaboration of all agencies across the board. Nonprofits, government, educators, corporations, and individuals working together to find solutions. In June of 2020, I witnessed 7 agencies come together to save the life of one man. It was challenging at best, but we all persevered, and now this man is inside getting the care he needs to survive.
Well, that's a great example, Maggie. Thank you for sharing that with us. John, the same question for you. When you reflect upon both the challenges and changes that you've had to weather throughout this pandemic, do you see a silver lining both for Showers and for the larger cohort of organizations?
Absolutely. We faced the biggest health threat in the last 100 years and remained open. Made a decision to stay open. We're an essential service. Of course, we had to quickly incorporate masks, gloves, hand sanitizers, disinfectants. But the silver lining is that we're doing it. We're providing the service safely professionally, compassionately, despite the pandemic. I think it's a matter of determination, courageous spirit, moxie, following our mission. And I'm just really feeling wonderful about working with an organization that takes its mission so seriously and does such outstanding work in the community.
Thanks, John. I'm really proud to see all of you in action, both the Showers staff and volunteers, as well as all the doctors and the volunteers that work with Maggie as well. Now switching gears just a little bit, a question for both of you about what's happening in terms of collaborations. Maggie, could you talk a little bit about this new concept in Santa Barbara called the Mobile Neighborhood Navigation Centers that you're partnering on with John and others?
Absolutely, it's so exciting. Doctors Without Walls is proud to partner with SB Act and others in providing medical services to the mobile neighborhood navigation centers. The plan is to provide all the possible services a homeless person might need in order to secure housing. The vision is housing, medical, behavioral health, food support, etc. will come together in the same location at the same time each week to provide continued services to unsheltered populations. The goal is to prepare the homeless person to become housed. We have never been in such an awesome space of collaboration to allow us to treat the whole person together in unity.
Oh, thanks, Maggie. And so, John, now you're involved with the Navigation Center collaboration as well. And I'm really excited that you're now going to be at Unity Church, now that you are at Unity Church, I should say. Can you talk a little bit about how that came to be? Because I think that's a great story. And also talk a little bit about what it takes to be a good site partner for Showers.
Well, three of us had a meeting about expanding the sites, Ken, Ralph, Marty Jenkins, and myself. And Ken got the idea of contacting Unity. Well, 3 days before he contacted Unity, Heidi, the new minister, had the idea of working with the Showers program. And she was telling her staff, wouldn't it be great if we could collaborate with the Showers program? So when he went over there, it was an instant yes, because we've been asking about you. This is like a great example of synchronicity. So it worked out just beautifully. When I went to the website to look more at Unity of Santa Barbara, I saw a Gandhi quote on there. The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in service to others, and I knew we were in the right place. What makes a great site partner? Commitment to the Showers program, commitment to our mission, excellent communication, excitement, open arms, do whatever it takes to make the program work, great location, accessibility, and Unity of Santa Barbara has all of those qualities. So I think it's a great fit for us. I'm very blessed that we're going to be there. They feel blessed that we are there. So I think it's going to work out very well. Our work there begins at 3 o'clock in the afternoon on Thursday. And so we provide our program from 3 to 6. Then about 6:30 begins the project at Alameda Park. And so all they have to do is our guests walk, because we're right across from Alice Peck Park, so they just walk 1 block to Alameda Park, and it continues on with their day with the food services and the clothing program and all that is going on at Alameda. So the collaboration is just fabulous. Think about it, of what's going on with this.
It is amazing. It's really great to see. As I said, I'm really excited to see it. And Maggie, when you think about the services that we're providing, I heard today that we may also have some folks there to help us with navigation and diversion techniques to find homes or places for people to go that are living on the street. Are there any other ways that you can see expanding services or other things that we might want to think about as a community?
Well, in 2018, Doctors Without Walls took a major leap into behavioral health referrals, partnering with Santa Barbara County Behavioral Wellness. For me, I think this is probably a critical place. The neighborhood navigation centers should provide some sort of behavioral health services. I think this is probably the most important area that we're going to see as COVID progresses, how our community basically is suffering from what I would call PTSD. And the fact that it has trickled down into the people that are living on the streets who are already compromised in their behavioral health. So my goal is to be sure that all services are represented. Doctors Without Walls will be there with medical services, but hopefully public health will be there. Behavioral health services will be there. Housing will be there. I cannot tell you how excited I am for the fact that everyone is so open and agreeable to collaborating and to getting this done. Today's news about the possible diversion support teams is incredible because we're going to need case managers, people who can, stay with a person and, work them through all of the various areas they need to be in order for them to be housed. In 2020, Doctors Without Walls began documenting our vaccination program, and we started with our protocols and improvements to our electronic medical records. And, I would hope that we would also have people there for eye referrals. We have a real need amongst our homeless with their vision. And so I'm hoping that that's another thing that shows up. Well, I just want to say that Doctors Without Walls will continue to harness the power of all of these partnerships in order to, better serve all of our clients.
Thanks, Maggie. I am honored that I have had this opportunity to share this time with you guys, and I'm hoping that you each have a few closing remarks you might want to make in our final minutes. I'll start with John. John?
Yes, picking up on what Maggie just said, we address behavioral issues regularly at our sites when they arise. We're blessed to have a psychotherapist who specializes in behavioral health, behavioral change, addressing aberrant behavior on our board, Barbara. And so she trains our staff monthly, and she'll be working with the volunteers additionally, so they can quell situations before they get out of control, and pay attention to our guests to see if anything seems to be escalating, brewing, so we can intervene appropriately before a situation might get out of control. So we do address this every day on our sites.
Thanks, John. And Maggie, any closing remarks?
Well, to all of the people watching this video and to all of the Women Fund members, I want to say that if there was ever a time to make meaningful change, it's right now. The light is shining on who we are as human beings. For years, we have quietly served making our world a better place. That world has now been upended. We must all respond to the greater need. Doctors Without Walls promises to be part of that response. I would encourage each and every person that is watching this video to find out what it is that you can do to help, because we need your help. We can conquer this problem. I know that we can. We just need the support of everybody in our community. So this is exciting and so welcome.
Thanks, my friend. I appreciate your words. Maggie and John, thank you so much for spending time with us today and to give us a much deeper understanding of the great work you and your organizations do. The Women's Fund is very honored to support Doctors Without Walls and Showers of Blessing. Let's take this moment to celebrate here the power of compassion, care, collaboration, and mix that in with some hope for the future. Now more than ever, it's critical that the Women's Fund of Santa Barbara continues to help serve our most vulnerable neighbors through providing significant grants to excellent nonprofit organizations, providing critical services to women, children, families, and seniors in South Santa Barbara County. If you haven't had the chance to renew your membership and donate to the Collective Giving Fund for the 2021 grants yet, or if you would like to join the Women's Fund, please visit our website. And if you're a Women's Fund member and this event inspired you to volunteer, then you can also visit the website and check out the Join Us section. At this moment, I want to say a big shout out to the volunteers and the folks who worked on this. That includes our fearless leader, Linda Burrows, who's really sort of guided us through this, Denise Hinkle, Ginny Holt, Mary Luthi, Lauren Trujillo, and of course, not last but not least, our videographer, Justin Gunn, who I think did a most amazing job. It is always a pleasure to work with you all, and I hope the rest of you feel excited about potentially getting involved in doing some of these events as well. So what's next in our GIA series? On December 8th, we'll be presenting the Critical Issues Forum, Aging in Place, Obstacles and Opportunities, featuring two of our grantees, Second Story Associates and Easy Lift, as well as regional and national experts in the field. Look for an email invitation in your inbox in November. This slide shows the full list of planned events. You can also find this on the calendar on our website. And finally, if you would like to learn more about either of these fantastic agencies we visited today, please visit their websites. Here's the links to those. The Women's Fund is proud to bring you these educational events to expand our knowledge about our grantees and to gain fuller understanding of our communities as we examine how the Women's Fund Collective giving impacts our communities each year. Again, thank you for giving me the opportunity to share this with you, and I hope you have a wonderful evening. Take care. Bye-bye.